girl, did you hear?
Yeah, girl, what? Hey guys, thanks for joining us today on Girl, Did You Hear? I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jessica.
Today it's Halloweeny. Well, it's not Halloweeny today, but we are dressed in Halloweeny.
In our Halloweeny finest.
Our little skeleton shirts. Just something fun for you guys. We both love Halloween so much. And it is the season.
Tis the season.
Tis the season. Have you set up your Halloween directions? God, my brain.
Take a left at September.
Have you set up your Halloween decorations yet?
Okay, I'm kind of a curmudgeon when it comes to that sort of
what?
stuff. A curmudgeon? I don't do the decorations. But I don't do the decorations for really any holiday.
I know you
But
don't.
you do enough of the decorations for both of us.
And like 2 other houses,
So
probably.
I support you and vicariously live through you.
You help me decorate sometimes.
I do.
So that's nice. That's nice.
It helps.
Yeah, I have been slowly decorating my inside of the house all week. This week since we've been back in town. And then this weekend, tomorrow, the kids and I are going to do the outside.
Ooh, fun.
Which is what I always need the most help on.
Right.
Because there's a lot of stuff, to put out.
Spider webs.
We go pretty crazy.
Zombie arms.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. Our whole family's really into Halloween. We have a big family friend Halloween party every year, which we love. We did not do it last year because we were not in town last year because of Vinny. She was pregnant and we couldn't travel. It was just a whole thing. So we did not do Halloween last year, which everybody was bummed about, including me, because that is one of our favorite family holidays besides Christmas. Like those are our 2 holidays that we definitely go all out
celebrate.
For. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I love all the decorations. We went and got some supplies yesterday.
We went gangbusters.
We did so much yesterday. We got some supplies to make some DIY Halloween stuff, things that I found. So when I make them, I'll share them with you guys.
Super cute ideas.
They're pretty cool. What are some other things that you like to do, like for Halloween or festivities or movies, or was Halloween like big in your family growing up? Did you guys do anything or
like we did the typical trick or treating and things along that nature? Coming up with your own costumes for like school and stuff like that.
Did you guys have any like traditions that you guys did?
Not really. Halloween wasn't like everybody's favorite holiday in my house.
That's fair.
So,
it was kind of like everyone do like their own thing if you're into it.
No, it was more of like okay, let's go trick or treating over here. Let's pick out your costume, and then let's forget this day ever happened.
Okay,
so I mean, it wasn't really celebrated. I mean,
like you guys were just like you were participating,
just going through the motions.
Right,
of Halloween.
you're participating in the traditional,
the festivities. Yes.
That's still fun.
Well, I mean, because like when you're kids, the school has stuff,
the little parades.
Yeah. So I mean, we did it through that, but like as a teenager and like young adult, I like to go to like Halloween parties and stuff that people would throw, like what you're having. It's just an excuse to get dressed up.
Yes.
As an adult, you kind of run out of reasons to put on a skeleton t-shirt.
It glows in the dark, by the way.
It does.
We have matching pants, but you can't see those.
Nope.
That's awesome. I can't wait I'm gonna wear it at night to bed. And Trevor's gonna be like, what the hell?
That's gonna be great.
It's gonna be awesome. Halloween was always like growing up for me. We obviously did, like the trick-or-treating stuff, like the traditional things, but my dad and I were very Halloween people. We always watched scary movies together. Even when I was like little, I'd be like 7 and 8 watching scary movies with my dad, and my mom would be like, she's gonna get nightmares.
Yeah.
Miller, what are you doing? She'd be yelling at him all the time. My dad's like, she's fine. She'll be fine.
Look at you now.
I know. I love that's what's wrong with me.
Oh, that's it.
That's what happened. That's where it all started. No, but I love scary movies. I love ghosts, like all the haunting stuff. I like to be scared. I like to try to get scared. But it's hard for me to be scared.
Right.
Like it's like haunted houses I don't get like scared from. Which is like disappointing in a sense, but they're still so much fun.
They are.
when I go through them,
you like the little
like
spike of
I
adrenaline that the jump
yeah.
scare gives you.
Yeah, like because you don't really know what's happening, and you know, usually like one night or 1 year we went to like 4 haunted houses in one night.
What?
With Trevor and I took the kids to.
Dude, that's exhausting.
We did all of them. We did like 13th floor, like all like the main ones here in Denver.
Right.
It was a lot of money, but it was so much fun because we don't stand in line either.
Oh no, you pay for the fast pass.
Oh yeah, we're not standing 3 hours.
Oh my gosh, line. You see those queues, and
could
you're
you
like,
imagine
no, thank
my
you.
husband standing in line for 3 hours?
No, ma'am, no, I cannot.
It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna stand in line with him for that amount of time.
No, you're like, I don't want to put up with that.
Nobody wants to stand in line for that time, but people do. I support that. I did that when I was younger and paying, you know, like scraping up the money to go to the haunted house.
Yeah.
But now that you have adult money, you can pay extra for the fast pass, which is great.
It's the way to do it, honestly.
Yeah. But I love all of that stuff.
Yeah.
The kids love it. We have taken Jaden and Autumn to haunted houses since they were also very small. Jaden went through her first one at like 6 or 7.
Jeez.
With us. She wanted to go. We didn't like force her to go. But we went and we had a blast. They loved it. And then obviously as we get, you know, older and stuff like that, Gracie does not like haunted houses.
I don't either. I don't like the jump scare. We
tried to take her to one and she was probably like 11 or 12 and it was an outdoor, it was a corn maze. It was a haunted corn maze. And we were just talking about this last night with her. It was so funny. And she has not gone to a haunted house since then. And she's 22, 23 next week or 2 weeks. And she was like 12 at that time. And I remember it. We were walking ahead of her and she was behind us and she's like, I'm not coming. And she wouldn't walk down like the little path because at the end of the path there was like one of those like weird like contortionist like ladies, like creepy like exorcism like posed people like moving around all creepily down the path. And you know, I mean, it is creepy. And Gracie was just like
not having it.
Nope.
She's like, my imagination is too strong for this one.
We ended up we walked back and we grabbed her and we like walked past the creepy lady with her, like with Trevor and I, like regarding her. You know, it was funny.
Creepy lady's not gonna get you.
Yeah, but we love taking like the kids, like the teenagers, because in the haunted houses the actors and stuff see them and they always like go for them. Yes. And it's hilarious. Like I love taking them because I like to I like seeing their reactions. And like
I think that's why you like going to haunted houses, is so you can people watch
my own kids.
Yeah.
I like to take them for the experience,
so that you can watch them be tormented.
So I can watch
by these other people
have the experience of like the jump scares.
The experience, like the trauma of.
I get enjoyment out of my kids' trauma. Sounds really fun.
I think every parent does in some way or another.
In a sense, no. It's not like we're forcing them to go.
No, I know. And it's like for a lot of people that's not me, haunted houses are fun. I get how haunted houses have like an attraction. I just don't like being jump scared over and over and over and over again. That is not
something that you like.
That is not a good time for me.
Yeah.
Like I get it. I am an adrenaline junkie, but like I start to get a little like feisty. I mean, I can tell you how many times that I've accidentally punched my brother because he like peeked out from a corner and was like, rah! And I'm like, bro.
And you know, you're not supposed to like obviously touch the actors in the haunted houses.
Right. So and I mean, and it's just, that's not how I want to drain my emotions that day, but I get it. They are fun and they are fun to go with groups of people to watch some of those people who are a little more sensitive get scared.
Right.
And I understand why like taking your kids would be fun because like, you know, it's coming, but they don't.
Right.
Right. And their little imaginations are still so wild.
Yes. And I mean, like, when I'm walking through these haunted houses, I'm looking at like all the decor,
right? The decorations,
and I'm like,
set
wow,
up the sets.
Like, this is a great set. Like, oh, look at this wall,
You're
you know.
Whoa, this
I'm like
is
looking
gross.
at everything from like the artistic standpoint of it, you know, and like how well they like constructed their sets, you know.
Right.
And then obviously we've been to some though that were like
cheap.
Not good, or just maybe just like an off night. They didn't have all the actors there, and like we had walked through many rooms where there was like no actors, which is kind of shitty.
Yeah,
what happens sometimes, but there's always like those. There are some parts in some of them that get like really creepy where they have like those weird like It's like a
balloon bladders that just like squish you in.
And you have to like push your way like through it, but like you don't really know like where you're going because like you're being like swallowed compressed. Like by this air balloon trash bag thing, and like the person in front of you like they walk through it and then they're like gone. So then it's just like you and you're like, shit, I don't know where I'm going. Like, you can't see anything.
Trying to hold on to a belt.
Yeah, there's like all the sounds and stuff, and like it throws off all your senses. Yeah, all your sensory stuff. You know, which I think is dark really
and it's noisy.
Yeah,
and
but I kind of like all of that like happening at the same time because I'm like,
you are a friend of the
weirdness.
Yeah, it's insane to watch.
I would like to see myself from your perspective sometimes.
The girl who goes willingly into haunted houses wants to go float her boat in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. Like this girl just wants to mess with stuff that just ain't gonna be messed with. Like she's like, I want to poke it.
Right?
No.
Let's create an experience. Like let's, I don't know. Let's just see what it's about. Why not? Your face, you're so terrified. I'm gonna go convince Trevor today when we get back to Florida. I'm like, Pat, let's take your boat out to the Bermuda Triangle and see what happens.
Let's go see what's out there.
You want to find something to film? Let's go film that.
Let's go lose a camera.
What was I gonna say? We've been out into a lot of shops lately.
Oh yeah, lots.
Looking for like different Halloween stuff as always. I've noticed a different theme happening this year with some of the Halloween decor, and I'm not really liking it.
What have you noticed?
Like the bright colored,
the neon Halloween. Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the neon Halloween.
Or it's the pastel
Halloween. Too happy for me. Like Halloween is like dark and
I like the neon Halloween because of the contrast. Because everything is black in Halloween. So I'm not saying you have to paint the whole house in neon Halloween, but to have like those little accents, I think that's fun. Because the one color I cannot stand, but is like 100% solely represented by Halloween is orange.
That's fair.
Orange is not my favorite color, but it's like the color of the Broncos, the team I celebrate, a color of Halloween and anything. If like you want to get a cute pumpkin shirt, you're like, dude, it's the color of the season. It's the color of stuff dying, I guess. Yeah. But like, I'm not a fan of that color. It does not look good on me unless it's like really burnt, more brown than orange. And it's like, it's got to be the right color.
Kind of orange if I'm going to wear it for sure.
Yeah.
I don't mind the orange as like a decor item, but I definitely, as you know, lean more towards like the scary, dark,
the
Halloween,
creepy stuff.
Creepy.
Yeah.
But also like I like things to look like very tasteful as well.
Right.
So like
not cheap.
Modern creepy, if that's a thing. Like my fireplace mantle.
Yeah.
Is like modern creepy to me.
That's a great way to describe it.
I like it.
Yeah. Looks great.
It's creepy.
I mean, every year
I try to like change things.
You go above and beyond, right? I'm sure your neighborhood loves your setup.
They do. When we set up our decorations and like it's Halloween time, like people are out trick-or-treating, we have people stop at our house, like record videos
because like what you got going on.
Yeah, on our garage, which they have kits for this now, and I'm upset that they have kits because we've been doing this for the last like 3 years prior to them coming out with these kits. But Trevor found these really cool, like holographic, like images,
projectors,
and we have a projector. So we basically on our garage door we hung like a shower curtain, and then we set up the projector, and then it plays like creepy ghost stuff, on the shower curtain. But it's because it's like see-through, it looks like it's like holographic, like it looks really fucking cool.
Oh wow.
And we have these. It like cycles through. It's like an hour-long video of like different clips of like Halloween ghost families stuff, like dancing in like the hallway or like the dining room. And there's like weird ones where there's like hands like pushing, and it looks like the hands are like pushing out on like if your hand was like pushing out like through like a cloth, right? Like it gives you like that whole effect.
That depth perception.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So we have been doing that for a few years and people love it. And I was looking on Amazon decorations and saw those kits and I was like,
we've been doing this for years.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's really cool.
Yeah.
Stuff like that's really cool. So we like to kind of go all out for that. We always get like the fog machine out, and yeah, people always take videos in our cul-de-sac.
That's cool.
It's cool. Our neighbors were not. They were like, "Why didn't you guys decorate last year?" They were like, so like when Christmas came around last year, they're like, "Are you guys gonna decorate?"
Look like, at the expectation you've set.
Okay, yeah, we will. Don't worry.
Calm down.
Calm down now. It's funny.
Yeah.
What else do you guys like to do for Halloween stuff?
I don't know. The movies are great for Halloween.
Yes.
Like, how can you not talk about Halloween without talking about all of the great movies that are out there for that, and like all the villains and stuff that show their ugly little faces right around Halloween?
What's one of your favorite like childhood Halloween movies that you watched? Well, okay, let me rephrase that because you were not allowed to watch a lot of things.
So, okay, but here's my favorite Halloween movie. It's Hocus Pocus.
Oh, love that movie.
So Disney movie, right? Okay. So the Sanderson sisters are like,
yes,
that's a good one for me.
Did you see the
that
remake
one.
of that
I
one?
did. That one wasn't so bad either. I mean, it held a special place in my heart because I like the first movie. And I mean, and all of the quips that come from that movie the one-liners are great.
Yeah, I haven't watched that movie in a long time. I'm gonna watch it soon.
It's out. I mean, it's on a streaming platform somewhere. Yeah. It's got to be. I mean, it's Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
There you go. But like the Freddy Krueger Halloween,
like the traditional.
Who's Ghostface? Scream.
Yes.
So like out of those, I think I'm more of a Michael Myers fan, like the slow lumbering guy, like the one dude, because it's like the enemy that you don't know sort of thing. Because we were like, it was hilarious. My husband and I were picking this apart last night. It's like, Michael Myers, what kind of villain class does he fall in? It's like, we know who Michael Myers is. We know Michael Myers' story. And he's kind of like a slow impending villain. And then you have somebody like Freddy Krueger who exists more in like the ethereal, like more of your imagination's villain sort of thing.
Yep.
And then like Ghostface is like you're Ghostface.
Anybody.
But like anybody could be Ghostface.
Right.
So
I remember when that movie came out. I saw it in the theater.
It was so great. Oh, you got to see it in the theater.
The Scream movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. The very, very first one.
Gory. Yep. Like Saw. I really like the Saw series.
Yes.
I mean, it's just overly grotesque, but like.
It is overly grotesque.
But I think it's Halloween specific.
Something about those movies, and same with like the Scream movies. I don't like when those types of movies come out with so many.
Well, like
different
10 different
ones.
stories. Yeah, like Halloween's done the same thing where there's like 8 Halloweens, and it's like, how many times is he gonna go after I don't know, man. How many times?
Like this kind of falls back into one of our episodes
our
where we're like
conversation of why isn't anything original?
Yeah, like why do you got to keep creating a different story under the same type of theme or whatever? I don't know. There must be some method to the madness that we're unaware of. Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me in my logical brain.
So what kind of like scary movies do you watch? Do you like the ones like Paranormal Activity?
I like those, yeah. I like any
like exorcism
sort of
movies.
Anything, yes. Anything.
Nice.
Any paranormal movie, definitely.
Yeah.
I will watch 100%. Obviously because I'm into that kind of stuff.
Didn't we just watch that one?
Which one?
Started with a D. I can't remember the title.
Oh, The Deliverance?
It was on Netflix. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a paranormal one. That
is.
one was creepy AF.
That is based on a true event.
No way.
Yes.
I think I remember you telling me about this.
It is. It is based on true events. I'm going to look up the lady's name right now. But that movie, I have not seen a really good paranormal movie like that.
A possession movie?
In a long time.
Yeah.
I would say the last one I saw that I felt was equally as good would probably be The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
That one was a good one. I like that movie.
But in comparison, I will say The Deliverance was probably more creepy than the Emily Rose movie.
Since it was like affecting her kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like just the whole like story of it, because it wasn't like for example, in like Emily Rose and a lot of other paranormal movies, they tend to always circle back to like a Catholic priest to perform the exorcism.
Right. It's all tied into the church somehow.
Yes. But in the Deliverance, it was not.
I mean, they still used like the spiritual higher powers.
Correct.
Yeah.
But even when the lady that performed the exorcism, she did not call it an exorcism. She called it a deliverance.
Right.
And I was like, wow.
That's well said.
It is well. It's like it seems like more
powerful almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're like delivering
the person back to
like very energy focused. But that was super creepy. I actually read, I'm trying to pull up the information right now, but while I'm looking at that and thinking at the same time.
Good job. Multitask.
There was a scene in the movie where the little boy, her son is who is the one that starts to get affected by
he's the one
demon,
that's essentially infected, right?
Yes. And there's a scene in there where he goes to the hospital and they have him like strapped down in restraints in the hospital bed, right? And the kid breaks out of the restraints and crawls up the wall, up the wall, like you would see, like when people say someone's possessed and they freaking crawl up the wall, like that's what he did. And he was like up on the wall and then like came down, like attacked people and blah, blah, blah. Doctors and the nurses like ran out of the room and like refused to go back in there.
That was like a scene in the movie. They were like, I'm not going in there. Yeah.
But that actually happened in real life.
That's crazy.
And their doctors stated like specifically that they were like, hell no. I am not, like they legit did not go back in there because they didn't know what the hell they just experienced.
I mean, I've heard the term climbing the walls. I've heard, the analogy of crawling out of my skin. I've never really seen that into true.
Right. So the lady's name is, what is her name?
LaToya.
What is it?
Amos? Deliverance is based on the exorcism of LaToya Amos. Here's the real fiction.
Yes. LaToya Amos. Yeah. So yeah, she it is a legit story. And when I was reading about the comparisons to her actual story to what they portrayed in the movie, because sometimes they obviously, because it's a movie, they like make it more
it's a movie.
Entertaining.
We're
right?
gonna
take
it that
a
extra
bit.
step.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She said that there was not a lot
of embellishments.
No.
Well, yeah, of course.
And I was like, well, that's pretty crazy though. Like to experience something like that. Like I can't imagine experiencing something like that. You're
the one that's going around poking at that stuff. So I can't imagine you experiencing like that.
Like if I it would be so surreal to me to experience something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
I would be like, it's actually happening.
Weird. It's like
he just actually crawled up the wall. You know,
yeah.
I think I don't know. That stuff to me is just bizarre. Or like the what was it? The Conjuring?
Yeah.
That was also another good
one that's loosely based or based on a true story.
That one was kind of creepy.
That one was creepy. Yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah.
Sometimes those movies are like, they're not like scary, like jump scare.
Right.
But they're like
ooh. Mentally that could probably be true.
Yeah. You're like mentally thinking about it, getting scared about it,
Right.
Like for scary movies I definitely prefer more like mental creepiness than like a jump scare movie.
Like a Michael Myers situation. Yeah.
Those are just like more fun and entertaining for me to watch.
Right.
Like I don't get scared watching those.
Like you're kind of rooting for who dies first instead of like trying to figure out the mystery behind the horror.
Right.
Yeah. I
like
that.
Even when Scream came out, like I remember it like was such a big movie and everyone was like, oh my God, it's so scary. And I'm like,
well, I mean, and Scream did so well. They came out with a scary movie or Scary Movie as a parody for it. Like,
which is hilarious.
Yeah.
That was because I forgot about that.
Scary Movie and Scream feel like the same movie to me.
They are. But like Scream, Like, I remember watching that and not being scared. I was more or less just like entertained by the story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because Scream is the horror, right?
Like that could be your freaking neighbor next door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's the one you're like, oh, maybe you are a killer.
Maybe. Ooh. I mean,
we'll never know.
Food has to happen.
Food?
Yeah, you have to kill things for food, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm like, food? I am kind of hungry.
Nom, nom.
That's funny. What are you guys doing this year for Halloween? Anything specific or?
No, not really.
Do you have any parties that you're planning to go to?
Hopefully yours. But
ours is not like a super adult.
No,
like,
I know.
You know, that kind of party.
Stop downplaying it. It's fine.
It's still fun though.
Okay. Fine, I won't go.
No, I want you to come.
Well, I don't want to go.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm kidding. No, we typically don't do anything because we work. And by the time we get home, all the cute little kids to hand out treats to are gone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't even hand out candy.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, Halloween
it's just another day.
Halloween is on a Thursday this year, which is strange to me because when we were trying to figure out when to do our party, we're like, okay, well, it seemed weird to do it like the weekend of Halloween, which would be the weekend of
like
November
that Friday,
1st.
Saturday. Yeah.
It felt weird.
Well, because it's like everybody normally does it like the weekend before, right?
Well, that's what I assumed.
Right.
But
well, but like Halloween parties can be whenever. It doesn't really matter. You can have a Halloween party in the second weekend in October.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I mean, Spirit has been creeping up on everybody's
since like August 1st. They've
September.
Been open.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was just weird. So when we were trying to pick our day to do the Halloween party, we didn't know if we should do it the weekend before or the weekend after. We chose the weekend before.
There you go.
Because I was like, the weekend after just didn't make sense to me.
Having a Halloween party in November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like after Halloween, like after trick-or-treaters already came to our house.
Right.
I don't know. It just was weird to me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think like St. Patrick's Day does the same thing. It's like they'll celebrate the weekend before the week St. Patrick's Day is in.
Yeah. That's true.
So
that means next year Halloween will be on a Friday.
That'll be fun.
That will be fun.
I'm
down with that.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Way to go, calendar. Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. We have, my favorite part about our Halloween parties usually, or any parties that we have, it's like making all the treats and food and shit for that.
Oh my gosh. Like I love watching people like, oh, this is delicious, or oh, these are cute. Yeah. That's so gratifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of those like any of like the themed parties, like if you look at some of the Halloween treats, they're very intense to make.
They get elaborate. Yeah.
Some of them I'm like, okay, that's a little too
There's
far.
a lot of Jell-O.
That's a little too far for me. Not doing all of that.
Right.
But there's some cool stuff. I'm excited. And then of course with all of our grandbabies coming over for Halloween, that's always fun.
Right.
Because we'll always have little games for them and stuff like that.
That's adorable.
It's adorable.
It's adorable.
What else?
Halloween is just one of those times that I think people celebrate is gotten so, how do I put it? There's a lot of just Halloween people.
Yes.
Halloween is being shoved in our faces way too early. I'm sorry. It is. All of my friends around me, my sister, you, everybody in my life is like, no, Halloween in July.
Now.
And I'm like, why, guys? We can't.
I know someone who decorates August 1st for Halloween.
Like, I understand the want to have like your decorations up for an amount of time so that you can enjoy them. Like you and your neighbors can get like the Halloween feel. You do the same thing for Christmas, right? But like, where were we the other day where you had Halloween on one side and then like Christmas?
The dollar store
was on the other. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's only
literally,
September. Let's get Christmas here too.
We were looking at Halloween on this side and then behind us
it was Christmas.
Literally.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy that.
Well, I mean, but it's the consumerism of it.
I know, and we talked about this the other day, but like, I would much rather just have one holiday at a freaking time.
Right.
Like, we don't need to rush through everything.
Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
And then it's like,
yeah. It's hard. It's really hard.
And then you just, you gear up for the next 8 months until that cycles
You
again.
gear up for the next Halloween.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
It is. It is. It's a lot of fun though. I mean, do you have any Halloween decorations that stay up all year long? The ones that have like passed the cuteness test that are just on the shelf?
We have some in our bedroom that are like skeleton-y stuff. Cause some of our stuff.
You're spooky people.
Yeah, we're spooky people. So I kind of like, our house is decorated, not weird, but like our bedroom is more of like our personality. And then like our house is more like homey house, like family cute, like gallery walls, you know,
live,
like
laugh, love.
Very Pinteresty,
yeah.
You know, like that type of vibe, right?
Yeah.
But then like our bedroom's like dark and gothic, and we got our little skeleton statues.
I love that.
And,
I
you
love
know,
that. Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
That's smart. I mean, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
You know what's really cool about when I lived in New York?
What?
For Halloween?
What they do out there?
So many cool things.
I was gonna say
they have a huge Halloween parade.
A parade.
A parade in the village of the city of Manhattan, which is not like Manhattan, like the center of like New York. Like the village is like they're like downtown.
Yeah.
Like
right.
Down from, they just call it the village. I don't know why.
It's okay.
But in the village, they throw this kick-ass Halloween parade. And like the first year I lived out there, we went there and it was insane. Like it was so cool. Like
right.
I never
seen something like that.
Never seen a Halloween parade. Didn't know that even existed, that it was a thing.
Right.
We went on 1 year out there a Halloween like booze cruise.
Because
the Hudson River is out there, and you can go like on these little like ferry, like they're like little boat tours, and they're like 4 hours long. And they basically go on the Hudson. They go out to like right where international waters, where the water meets international waters, and then they come back basically.
Right.
But a lot of them are like, they're like little dinner cruises, and it's so pretty because they get you really close up to the city, Statue of Liberty, all that stuff.
Right,
so it's super, super fun. But they have tons of like themed ones. They have like 420 ones. They have like all the holiday ones. They have a Halloween ones. And we've gone on a couple of those, and those were a blast.
That would be a lot of fun to do.
Super, super fun. Like you just pay like your ticket, like booze and
food
is all included.
Yeah.
And you just go out for the 4 hours on the boat and have a blast and come back. And
Dude, what a party.
Yeah. Good times out
That's
there
gonna be
for
fun.
sure.
Yeah.
I've never seen or heard of other places doing Halloween parades.
No, I haven't heard of a Halloween parade. Like I know that like there's they got to be out there,
They
right?
got to be out there somewhere. I'm sure like in Salem.
Yeah.
They probably do some cool shit out there, I bet. Whoa there, buddy. Simmer. I am curious to know if other places do
Halloween parades.
Like parades.
Let us know.
Let me know. You know, I bet other countries do. I bet they do it more in other countries.
Is Halloween an international holiday?
I don't know. Is it?
Questions. We've got questions. I mean, because I know in Mexican culture it's the Dia de Muertos, but like it's a different. It's like this Day of the Dead, but it's a different celebration.
But the
right?
Day of the Dead is a different celebration for a different culture.
But it's not Halloween.
It's not Halloween.
So that's Mexico says no. I don't have Halloween. Does Canada have a Halloween?
I don't know.
Does Europe celebrate getting spooky?
Okay. According to Google AI overview,
Thanks, that. Google
AI. Yes, Halloween is celebrated in many countries around the world, but it is not an international holiday. Okay, so let's see. Spain celebrates Halloween over 3 days.
Dang.
In Italy, it says children traditionally don't trick or treat, and families bake a special Halloween cake called Ossa de Morte. I'm probably saying that wrong, so I apologize.
Right.
I'm not Italian. They have down here that Mexican and Latin American countries, they do celebrate Day of the Dead, but that is not really Halloween. That's honoring
their families.
Yes. Interesting. In Russia, it says Halloween is a contentious topic.
Oh.
With the younger generation happy to have another excuse for a party, but the older generation looking down on the festivities.
That makes sense for Russia. Yeah, that tracks.
Thanks.
Yeah, that tracks.
Thanks, Russians. That's funny. That does make sense, though.
Yeah.
It says Halloween is primarily celebrated in the Western world. It has evolved into a global celebration, but obviously,
So it's just us.
It's just us crazy Americans.
But that's okay. That's okay.
It says real quick here on like the next little article down that it is one of the world's oldest holidays dating back to pagan times.
That makes sense.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah. Well, because it's like spirits and like
witches,
that's when the veil is the thinnest and
yes.
all that other fun stuff.
And today is Friday the 13th.
It is Friday the 13th today, isn't it?
Yes. Are you a superstitious person? Like, do you believe in like bad luck Friday the 13th, or do you think it's a good luck day, or are you neutral?
I try not to invest too much emotion into that because then I'm just going to manifest
something,
whatever I'm trying to avoid or encourage, right?
Right.
So, I mean, I appreciate cheap tattoos on days like today, but really I don't hold it in any regard.
Yeah, same.
I mean, I think Monday the 13th are worse than Friday the 13th.
That's interesting.
Because it's on a Monday.
Well, yeah, I guess. Where did Friday the 13th originate from?
I don't know. I mean, I know there's a movie Friday the 13th,
yes,
but I'm not sure where like the superstition of Friday the 13th, because I think 13 has a negative connotation.
It does.
But I'm not sure why.
People have created the negative association with it, but like in the witchy world, right. It's a very good luck.
Yeah, it's a good luck. Yeah. Very
positive thing.
So I mean, it's a matter, because like people think witches are bad, so maybe that's where the bad comes from in the Friday the 13th.
Maybe.
Who knows? Do you know?
It's all perspective.
Yeah.
It's all this whole world is.
Perspective.
I
mean, we are all just walking around in our own realities.
Pretty much. It's fucking wild though when you think about it, actually. Like if you like actually like sit down and like think about it.
Like what's real to you may not be real to me.
Yeah. Which is
especially
crazy.
with all that like ghost stuff you go poking around in.
Or with like how they say like from like a psychological standpoint, they say that like the world that you live in, like my world and the people that are in my world are mirrors of me.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I'm like, are you sure about that?
Wait a minute.
Because there's some people where I'm like,
pass.
That is not me.
Yeah.
But I could see that to an extent, you know? Anyways, we are almost wrapping up here.
I was gonna say we're almost out of time.
Yeah, we are wrapping up. We're out of time.
Time is out.
We are out.
Sorry guys, bye.
Goodbye. I'm just kidding. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us today and talking about some Halloween festivities. Please share your favorite stuff that you like to do, any family traditions that you guys have done, scary stuff, not scary stuff. Are you into the scary stuff? We want to hear it all.
All of it. Let us know.
Let us know. In the comments.
Like and subscribe.
Down over here. Whatever side I want to put it on.
That's fair. That's very fair. Editing.
Wherever I decide. Wherever it looks better.
Fair.
Anyways, thank you again for joining us. We do appreciate your support. We will see you next week.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Girl, did you hear?
Nah, girl, what?